Welcome to Miami Gardens, Florida. A gorgeous day for college football, and we are fired up to see the Miami Hurricanes open another season at Hard Rock Stadium. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on a team from the Big 12, the Miami Hurricanes. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Hurricanes' long wait is coming to an end as they'll put a foot to it and the season will get underway. On the move from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. They challenge this crowd to bring the energy, and I'd say they're doing that. They'll try the right side. Crosses the 30 to the 31 and a 6-yard pickup. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this because if you...
He's off to the races. At the 30. The 10. Touchdown Buckeyes. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
And you just cannot draw up the start of the season any better than that. Opening drive of the first game of the year and quick fire. You're down the field scoring 6. This offense is explosive.
And they did tack on the extra point. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Offense set on first down. They'll keep it on the ground to the right.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Using his legs to buy some time. And a big play on the outside. What a job to keep those feet in bounds and get the completion. The Canes in the hurry up. The Canes build their program around playmakers like that.
They do, Reese, and speed on the outside makes everybody so much better. Finding those home run hitters, those playmakers, those are the guys when Miami's rolling, those are the guys they're finding.
That player is so lucky he did not put that football on the ground. What a tackle by that defender. Phenomenal individual effort getting that tackle for loss.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs, but I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Stands in and takes the hit. Snags it on the right. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a 1st and goal. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the Canes are on the move. They'll run it on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Miami! Follow the blocker. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And the point after is good. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And one
great move. Now he's got room. Open runway ahead. The 30. He's at the 10. And the defense couldn't corral him, and he took it all the way. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Number 32.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the 2nd level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. They want to run this quarterback. And the Canes will move the sticks. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. That type of pressure on the quarterback, that's vintage Ohio State, right in keeping with the legacy that's been established by the Buckeye D.
Yeah, and you take pride in that. You own that legacy with all those guys you see performing at a high level in the NFL. Man, you see that, you want to go get it, recruiting guys to fit those profiles. That's why Ohio State always has a good defensive line.
Big first down sack for the defense, brings up 2nd down. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Pressure coming. Hit as he throws. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Hurricanes will send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Then that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, and I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, David. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
Boy, he's over 100 now at 102 yards on the ground in this first quarter. That is a terrific start. They'll snap it from the 47 on 1st down. Defensive coordinator showing heat before the snap. Throws toward the end zone. And that one's going to be over everybody's head and incomplete.
Well, the quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball. His intended target just wasn't open, so the quarterback made sure he put that football in the stands.
The incomplete pass leaves him with 2nd down. The give out of the gun. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Back to throw, it's Sayin. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Going to take a shot at this DB. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes! He'll try to tack on one more. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the final 41 yards covered by that touchdown strike. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think
nothing but green ahead. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Hurricane. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And this offense gets on the board, and the first passing touchdown of the season, and I feel pretty confident saying the first of many. This offense looks like they're in a good rhythm, and this passing attack's going to be hard to stop.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the offense on 1st down. Picks his way ahead, pick up a 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line.
of the first quarter. Ohio State 21, Miami 14.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. They'll go right back to it. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27.
Just a simple power play. Power football. Be strong, be big, be physical. Make it a fourth quarter game. Make them feel you, keep them off balance.
Complete on third down. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
It's all about critical downs and distances on defense. You want to be great unit defensively, you've got to be good on third down and in the red zone. For this defense giving up a third down like that, that is just a gut punch.
Looking to move it through the air. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy's had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
Give to the back. A pickup of 8 now to convert this 3rd and 2.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making a good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. Looking downfield, it's Sayin. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Buckeyes will hustle for the line. Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. On the move at the 30. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
Well, I think the experience on offense was a big reason why the head coach felt confident going for it there on 4th down. He says a lot of guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've been in these big game moments before. Ice in their veins, and you saw it there on that completion to keep the sticks moving.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
Well, it just seems like everything is working for the offense on this drive. Another nice game, this time on the ground.
And the Buckeyes have it with a 1st and goal. He's looking to throw it. Fires it incomplete. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Ohio State. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good for a 28-14 lead. So a scoring drive there of 83 yards. And the capper on that drive, the 10-yard touchdown run. Just about set to kick it away.
Set to kick this one away.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not...
Fires a bullet, now it's picked off. Oh, he would have loved to pick up a few more yards on that return, but they've still got it at the 31.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
Back to throw, it's Sayin. Coming after it. And the ball is picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back to its own.
It's not always the sacks on the quarterback, right? You just want to affect him. You want to get to his legs. And if you can smash him, even better. Hit him in the face, make that ball float up in the air, creates the turnover, creates the big play, momentum shift for the defense.
And they can't make the connection.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
Now 2nd and 10 from their own 10. Here's the handoff. They ripped off 7 on that one. Now a 3rd down and 3.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
Now facing 3rd and short from their own 17. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Running through contact. Really nice, patient job to find some running room by this junior. The Hurricanes want to crank the tempo. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Shoots it to the left. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
Fires the pass. Intercepted. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Buckeyes. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. Look, I know it's only the 2nd quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Feeling some heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. And Ohio State makes a ton of highlights with the big pass plays, but this defense has turned in its share over the years, too.
So many guys that we could go back. The Bosa brothers, Chase Young, just recently, the guys that they put their hand in the dirt and they go make things happen, get after quarterbacks like you see right here.
Catch in the middle, it's Robinson. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Now facing a 3rd and long. Quarterback will audible. Dropping back, it's Bean. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And he's got it inside the 20. Touchdown, Canes! And they take it in for 6 more points.
man. Nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going to the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half we can keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
They're lining up to kick it off, and he ought to be able to knock this one anywhere he wants after that extra 15 yards with the roughing the kicker. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. First down here for the offense. They go to the ground.
How nice is it as a play caller when you've got a running back as good as this guy, right? I mean, you can just dial up conservative run calls. Nothing has to be too tricky, too fancy. You just know he's going to go make good things happen. Even when it's not blocked properly, he is still finding ways to rip off long runs. This guy now has over 150 yards rushing in the game. Doesn't look like he's slowing down, guys.
Long incompletions are okay. We got to take shots. You got to make big plays in college football. I love that you're taking shots. Keep taking them. Some of those are going to come home. Some of them aren't. But when they come home, they equal big-time points.
And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37. The Buckeyes will snap it on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. The first down sack pushes the ball back for this long second down. Dropping back, it's Sayin getting some heat. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
You got to love the aggressive nature this defense is playing with right now, and you're seeing the athletes and the dudes they've got up front. A sack on the last play. They hit the quarterback on this last one. Now 3rd down, you know they're going to be pinning their ears back.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Got it! And he will score! Touchdown, Ohio State!
I know we're only in game 1, but in this half, you've got to be excited about what you've seen from this offense. Really nice rhythm. Quarterback's got great command on the field with respect to what they're trying to do, and they've got some weapons. I can't wait to see what this offense does this year.
Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they close the deal from 43 yards out with a touchdown pass. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Unloads it downfield. He's got it. He got a foot down along that left sideline. You know what it takes to make a throw like that. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll throw it on 1st down. Starting to feel a little pressure. He fires it out to the right. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line. A huge pickup on the play before he goes out of bounds, but the question is, will it stand? There is a penalty marker on the field. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Looking to pass, it's Bean. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Buckeyes will kick it away to start the second half.
kickoff.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh.
And the ball slipped out. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders every turnover.
Well, it's a nice job by him making the catch, but guys, you got to secure the ball and put it away. The play's not over, and give the defender credit for knocking it loose, and the defense jumps on it.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. He's going to pass. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
That's another example of just really good football. This is why they built the lead here in the second half. Nice job pressuring the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, coming into somebody else's building and keeping it really, really quiet.
The incompletion on 1st down leaves him with 2nd and 10 from the 43. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Takes a hit as he fires. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
All right, you've dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the second half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
Back to pass, it's Bean. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
They'll go to the ground. He stopped at the 49 after gaining 10. He is having a day, and think about this stat. Ezekiel Elliott has his name in the top 20 single-game rushing record list 5 times, more than any of the great Ohio State backs. Oh, can anyone catch him? And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. And the Buckeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun, running back on the move. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. The Buckeyes want to move quickly. On 3rd down, going up top. Throwing right. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage, so everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Between the uprights, it's good. And that lead grows even bigger. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in a terrific top 15 matchup. LSU is just getting blown off the field today. It's like they haven't even been competitive. How'd you like to be the network censor on the coaches show this week? They're trailing by 14 to Virginia Tech. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way.
And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
And the offense out on the field to go back to work. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe. And how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it.
And that's a really good example of why offensive coordinators script plays. You know the down and distance, and you know which routes can get you to the stick. So there's no wasted time. That coordinator got the play in early to his quarterback, knowing that his players were going to be...
Fires deep toward the end zone. He caught it. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Quick strike complete. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And the stomping has commenced. A lot of glorious days in the history of the Buckeyes, and this might put this guy right at the top of the list for a single game.
And that list of names is incredible. Like, we could go down the list of so many guys that have been such great playmakers, so dynamic. So to think about putting yourself in that category, we're going to be talking about winning trophies and this guy being an All-American by season's end.
Miami, 21.
The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead.
Breaks the tackle, and he's got room. And they'll get him down, but boy, did he put some dudes in the spin cycle. My goodness.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on that play.
Small game, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Trying to impose their will with the run. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
Into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them, and guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Ohio State 52, Miami 21.
Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. Off the boot, looking for his man. Buying some time. Lets it go to the end zone. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. These DBs going to give a little cushion. Unloads it left. He's got it. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Well, it really just feels like they are trying to make a statement to everybody in college football. They've got a lead, they've got it late, and they are still putting it on this defense. They are still letting it fly. They're airing it out, trying to light up the scoreboard.
And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down.
This guy's been special today. Coming into this one, they thought they had an opportunity really to get him going, running the football, and he has delivered. You've seen the speed, the vision, his ability to break tackles. Well over 100 rushing yards in this game, and that's why they have a nice lead here.
Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48.
And it's just simple 1st down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
Fast motion from the offense. Scanning the field, it's Sayin. Safe completion on the screen. Pirouettes away from the defense. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving.
And, man, this quarterback has had a day. With that pass, he goes over 300 yards on the day. Really nice job executing, putting up some yards today. Pretty good day for the young man.
They'll run the option. Quick toss. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on 1st down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good 2nd down.
They're looking for an advantage to the right. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
Really nice awareness by that guy, too, because it looked as though his momentum might carry him out of bounds, might stop the clock, but he knew to get down. He was fighting to make sure he fell down in the field to play, and as a result, the clock keeps ticking.
That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. The Buckeyes with the 1st and 10. Discards a man.
I'll tell you what, when those little guys make those physical plays like that, it kind of jacks everybody up in the huddle because it's usually the guy breaking ankles, but he's like breaking tackles. Now he's giving you some serious energy.
The give and tick, 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 tick. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. It's 3rd down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. We reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. They'll try to run for it. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. And the Buckeyes want to pick up the tempo. Trying to pound it in. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
Looking for a man. It's Sayin. They're bringing heat. He's got it in the end zone for another touchdown, and this is a full-fledged beatdown.
Well, these players came together. I've been so impressed, not just by the talent, but also by their composure. Handling this kind of environment in the first game of the season, this says a lot about the leadership in that locker room.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Arkansas is in front. They've played awfully well today, and while there's no Darren McFadden out there, this group is fighting. They're up by a field goal over Texas. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown.
And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. Got some room to run. Touchdown, Ohio State. What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, and makes its way all the way to the end zone.
And he made the extra point without problem. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, what you're talking about.
They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. They'll throw it on first down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And the DB right with him to knock it away.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. The Canes come to the line in the hurry-up. He's going to let it go. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Ringo, cricket.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. And it's incomplete, a missed opportunity for the offense.
This is exactly how you draw it up. This is a situation where you can have all the easy stuff. We're not giving up the big play. The defense understands the situation, forces the incompletion, and now has a chance to just...
The expressway is wide open. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, this offense has had their way with this defense, and they've had a lot of success. And I tell you what, if this defense wants any chance of coming back, they better get physical and stop the run, because right now,